They say sprinting is a game of inches, blink and you miss it. But when the whole world was watching the Racers Grand Prix 2025, nobody blinked. Everyone was wide-eyed, breath held, heart pounding, and for South Africa's rising sprint star Bayanda Walaza, it was a moment that tested nerves, speed, and reputation.
Sadly for him, has not been able to win a global medal outside the relays.
I love this guy's name, Bayanda Walaza, from the Republic of South Africa.
The 19-year-old, still a junior, 994 just last month, the 2024 World Under-20 double sprint gold medalist, also won a silver at Paris in the 4x1.
I think this next gentleman went to Garvey Maceo, did he? Kishane Thompson is in lane 4.
Yes, has a twin brother, 9.97 seconds. 9.77 seconds his personal best, a 2024 Olympic silver medalist.
By Benitez.
9.95 seconds his personal best, the Puerto Rican national 100 meters champion, shot to prominence at the World Indoor Championships, missed the final, well, stopped in the final due to injury.
What a way to pull the curtain down on the Racers Grand Prix. The Blue Ribbon event is the marquee event. The men's 100 meter dash. The meet record 9.82, the world lead 9.84.
Set.
The set position, away they go. Kishane Thompson got a very good start. Seville has catching up to do. Kishane Thompson looks imperious. He looks commanding. He takes command. Goes away in great style. Kishane Thompson.
988.
Sensational performance. 9.88. The flash time. We wait for it officially. That was a brilliant piece of execution by the Olympic bronze medalist. 9.88. The wind is legal. Superlative performance.
Seville 997 in second. Sub 10, sub 10.
Yeah. 988. Kishane Thompson a blast out of the blocks. And Oblique Seville didn't get the best of starts. We questioned his fitness. Came on late in the end, clearly trying to run back into some form. You'll see the replay momentarily.
Walaza fourth. 10.06 it says.
The replay coming up now. A good start from Kishane Thompson. Walaza, the South African, almost equal to Thompson at about the 50-meter stage, but Thompson pouring away. And Oblique Seville right there with them. And Leotlela of South Africa would have been finishing strong as well. Look at this. Good start again from Walaza. His arm action, very unique. Can't miss him. At this point, Seville way back, but Kishane Thompson very comfortable, becomes upright at this point and motors across the line for a sub 10, his second sub 10 100 meters race this season, the first being the 999.
And Seville looks all right.
He does. Just not the best of starts. You'd used to see him in the center lanes, found himself in lane 2 this time around, has to settle for second.
That's it, folks. I think we just have a couple of interviews.
The world expected fireworks, and it got them, but not quite in the way Walaza fans had hoped. Because on this night, under the hot Jamaican lights, it was Kishane Thompson who exploded out of the blocks like a man possessed and burned his name into the 2025 season with a blistering 9.88 seconds. Oblique Seville came in hot with a 9.97, and South Africa's own Gift Leotlela managed to claim third with a solid 10.04. Walaza, fourth, 10.07, just 0.03 of a second off the podium. Ouch. Now, let's be clear. Coming fourth in a world-class sprint final isn't a failure. It's not like he tripped over his shoelaces or finished eating a pie mid-race. This was a stacked field. But in elite athletics, fourth can sting more than last. It's the almost, the nearly, the close but not quite. The worst part, he ran a good race. But, good, doesn't get you a medal. Good, doesn't make headlines. Good, doesn't break YouTube. So what happened? Why did South Africa's fastest rising star miss out on a medal, and what does it say about the current state of African sprinting in a Caribbean-dominated scene? Let's talk about the elephant in the stadium. This was not just another race. This was the Racers Grand Prix. If you know anything about sprinting, you know that this track in Jamaica is hallowed ground. Home turf for legends like Usain Bolt and Johan Blake. You don't just show up here and expect to jog your way to a podium finish. This is where careers are made, or crushed. Kishane Thompson was the man to beat, and he made sure everyone knew it. His 9.88 wasn't just fast, it was a statement. He's no longer living in anyone's shadow. Seville, his Jamaican teammate, backed it up with a 9.97, making sure Jamaica's dominance in the short sprints remains firmly intact. Then came South Africa's Gift Leotlela. The man ran a beautifully balanced race, powering through the last 30 meters to edge out Walaza with a 10.04. He's been in the game a while, quietly consistent, and tonight, he reminded everyone that he's not just a side note in the South African sprinting story, he's a headline. And then, Walaza, fourth, 10.07, so close, yet so far. Let's break down Walaza's performance. He had a decent start. Not exceptional, but good enough to keep him in the pack. But in the 60 to 80 meter range, where champions find their second gear, he just didn't pop. His stride was clean, posture upright, arms pumping like pistons, but the power just didn't ignite. Some experts are saying he overtrained coming into the event. Others think it's nerves. After all, this was his first big race against multiple sub-10 runners outside of the African circuit. That kind of pressure can get in your head. What's undeniable is that Walaza still has incredible potential. He's young, he's hungry, he's got the mechanics. But in the world of elite sprinting, it's not just about potential. It's about precision, timing, and above all, execution under pressure. Let's not forget, this is a man who just months ago lit up the African Championships with a jaw-dropping 9.96. People were talking Olympic finals, even podiums. And maybe that talk came a little too early. The spotlight can be a beautiful thing, but it can also blind you. And at the Racers Grand Prix, Walaza might have been just a little dazzled. Still, we've got to give credit where it's due. A 10.07 on Jamaican soil against two sub-10 runners and a seasoned teammate like Leotlela. That's nothing to scoff at. In fact, that time would win a national title in most countries. The fact that it only got him fourth tonight tells you just how brutal and competitive men's sprinting has become. Let's zoom out for a second. What does this mean for South Africa? Honestly, it's not a disaster, it's a sign of depth. Walaza may have come fourth, but South Africa still made the podium thanks to Leotlela. That's a huge deal. It proves the sprinting program is working. It's not just a one-man show anymore. There's depth, there's competition, and that internal rivalry could be the fuel that drives them all to faster times. And you know what? Fourth place finishes build character. They force you to look in the mirror, reevaluate your game, and come back swinging. Usain Bolt came in fifth in his first major final. Johan Blake had his fair share of disappointments before becoming a world champion. It's not the setback, it's the comeback that defines greatness. Let's talk about the energy in the stadium for a minute. Jamaican fans are next level. It's like a rock concert fused with a football match, sprinkled with national pride and a whole lot of vuvuzelas. Okay, maybe not vuvuzelas, that's our thing. But still, the atmosphere was electric. Every time a Jamaican sprinter was introduced, the crowd roared like a thunderclap. When Walaza's name was called, there was polite applause, but you could feel the weight of expectation in the silence. He wasn't just representing himself. He was carrying the flag for an entire nation watching from thousands of kilometers away. And while the crowd belonged to Jamaica, there were plenty of South African flags in the stands. That's important. It means the support is there. The belief is there. And that kind of backing can be the difference between cracking under pressure or rising above it next time. You know who else deserves a shout-out? Gift Leotlela. Too often, he gets overshadowed by younger talent like Walaza or media darlings chasing Olympic dreams. But tonight, he reminded everyone why experience matters. His 10.04 wasn't flashy, but it was clinical. He ran his own race, kept his form, didn't panic, and got the job done. That's the kind of maturity that coaches love and young athletes should study. And what about Kishane Thompson? Man, what a beast. 9.88 is no joke. That's world-leading territory. The scary part is, he made it look easy. If he stays healthy, he could be Jamaica's next Olympic champion. And that, my friend, should make every 100-meter sprinter on the planet very, very nervous. Now, I know some people will want to write off Walaza. He's overrated. He choked. Flash in the pan, please. Let's not be those people. One race doesn't define a career. If anything, this should fire him up. The greats always use their losses as fuel. And knowing Walaza's work ethic, he's already back in the gym, breaking down tape, and plotting his revenge. Look, if Bayanda Walaza had cruised to victory tonight, it would have been a neat headline. But this is better, because setbacks make the story more real, more human, more inspiring. It's not the gold medal that teaches you who you are, it's the one that slipped away. So where does this leave us? South Africa has 2 men under 10.10 in the top 4 of one of the biggest sprint races of the year. That's progress. Walaza is still one of the brightest young stars on the global stage. And the fire in his belly just got a whole lot hotter. Next stop, probably Diamond League, maybe the world champs later this year. And you better believe he'll be gunning for that podium. Because once you've had a taste of fourth, nothing else will satisfy. Tonight wasn't the dream, but it wasn't a nightmare either. It was a wake-up call. A test. A sharpening moment. And for South African sprinting, it's just the beginning. So if you're a fan of speed, drama, redemption, and that sweet, sweet underdog energy, stick around. Because Bayanda Walaza's story is far from over. And something tells me, the next chapter's going to be electric.